Hey, haven't done a YouTube video for months, and now you get three all at once, just like the buses. Anyway, welcome again to another YouTube video. Like I said, I'll be restarting this. I may talk about topics that I've done in my previous YouTube video. At the moment, I want to talk about two things. Have you ever thought of someone and then suddenly they phoned you and you thought, you know what, I just thought about you. You're like, wow, is that coincidence? Is it Alice? Could be. It's not a coincidence. Your thoughts are what are called a transceiver. They transmit thoughts and they receive thoughts. So it's like a station, almost like a satellite, transmits and receives thoughts. Um, now I've talked about this previously about the conscious and subconscious, and you also have what's called the superconscious mind. But at the moment, I'm going to talk about the conscious and subconscious minds and how this can help you to succeed in life in any sphere that you do. You see, what happens to you outside, and you may find this hard to admit, doesn't really affect you. I'll give you an example. Say you're driving, you're driving your kids to school, and someone decides to cut you, and you start swearing at them. Say, "Yeah, I don't understand. I'm trying to get my kids to school, and you just cause an accident." Now, what you've done is you've put yourself in a highly emotional state, yeah, and your conscious mind goes, "This is how to react," and it will feed it into the subconscious mind. So next time you'll have a point of reference. Now, next time something happens, because you've got that point of reference, it will go back to that and you will react the same way. And I've done this, and I'm still a work in progress as well, because I do understand that not everyone drives. I do sometimes drive fast, sometimes drive slow, but I try to not react. Now, your conscious mind is your everyday mind. It's when you wake up and you go to sleep. It's when we're talking on the computer, you turn on the TV, you're doing the shopping, you're taking the kids, you're brushing your teeth, you're having a shower, whatever. That's your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the thing that is the key to success. It's the mindset of it's the mindset to success and achievement in your life, whatever field or sphere you want to be in. Now, your subconscious mind never sleeps. It's on 24/7. It's like a gigantic computer, yeah, a massive computer that just grows and grows and grows, or even like a jigsaw puzzle. I'll talk a little bit about this, but it goes into more in a concept in a book called The Midas Method by Stuart Goldsmith. He explains it carefully, uh, succinctly. In fact, I always let's just say an example. Say this is how the subconscious would work. Say you went into a room one day at a friend's house, and you went into the room, and there was I don't know, for some reason you saw one of your friends levitating vertically like that, and you go, "What? Huh?" And this is the daytime. It's not even nighttime. This is daytime, and you get like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You go, "What?" Your conscious mind will go, "Oh, look, there's a man floating in the air." Your subconscious mind won't accept it. It will not accept it. Stuart talks about this, but just to give you an example, it will say, "Check for wires." It's a trick. It's not possible. People cannot levitate. Yeah, gravity sees to that, the law of gravity. And then you go in there and you run out, and then you go back. No, there's a man floating in the room. The conscious tells the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind goes, no, won't accept it. It just says, no, no, there's something you're not missing. You're missing something. So something you look in, go back in there, and it goes back in the third, fourth. This keeps going until the person will run out of the room saying there's a freak out, because the subconscious mind doesn't have a firm of reference of a person floating on air. Now, your subconscious mind has been there for you from birth, and it builds what's called like a jigsaw puzzle, your worldview. Now, your worldview is usually complete until you're about 7 or 8 years old. And then from there, it starts expanding with new information coming. Like I said, I'm thankful to Stuart. He talks about it in more um, detail, but there's other books on the power of your subconscious mind. Even Think and Grow Rich is a lot about the subconscious. Now, you may say to yourself, you look in the mirror and you're overweight and say, I want to lose weight. I want to fit into my trousers. Your subconscious will look at you and say, yeah, right. Who are you kidding? Okay, because you've not made an intention. You have to make it as a goal, and you have to be specific. And I'll do another one on that goal setting as well, because this is very important. But you have to get your subconscious on board. Now, the only way to get your subconscious on board, and there are ways, is through goal setting and affirmations. You have to tell it who's boss. Yeah, because your subconscious mind, it doesn't care whether you lose weight. It doesn't care whether you want to start your own business. It doesn't care whether you want to be a world uh, leading public speaker or an athlete or an author. It doesn't care about this because it doesn't understand it. It does not understand it. The subconscious mind, the world is confusing to it. It's not. It thinks in pictures. We all think in pictures. Even if we write words, we think in pictures. So it's a maelstrom and a whirlpool of like images that is filled up. So you have to be specific with the directions. You could, for instance, say one day you decided to take a new route to work, and you do that, and you go to, and your subconscious will say, "Oh, look, this is a new route to work. I've never seen that before. That's okay. That fits in with my worldview. I'm happy with that." But imagine if you were walking down the street and you saw um, a pink elephant with green spots talking to you. Once again, your subconscious mind will go, "What?" It's because it's attacking its worldview. It won't understand it. It's like with the person levitating. It doesn't understand it. It'll go, "I what?" So it'll have to get a point of reference. But then if you start seeing other pink elephants with green spots that start talking, it will then say, it can relax. It can then say to itself, there are pink elephants out there with green spots that talk. Try not thinking of a green elephant with green spots that doesn't talk. You can't do that because the subconscious word doesn't understand the word not. Right, now you may think I'm going off a tangent, sometimes I do, but this is the way it is. This is not the way it is, this is what I'm telling you. Okay, say you want to, I don't know, you suddenly decide that you want to win a local bakery competition. I mean, the baking channels are, channels, not a baking channel, sorry, the baking TV programs are in at the moment, Great British Bake Off and How to Be a Great Baker and Celebrity MasterChef Food and all that. And if that's your passion, then go for it. But you have to be serious. Okay. You need to have a plan and you need to have affirmations and you need to tell your subconscious mind, this is what I want to do. Have you ever noticed when you're dreaming, things happen and you believe them, and then when you wake up, you just think, was that a dream? Was that real? You know why? Because in your dream, your subconscious mind, you can do anything you want. There is a thing called the RAS, which is called the reticular activation system. Now, the RAS, the way it works, is a part of the mind. A lot of people have done a lot of research on this, and great minds more than me that decided on this. But you can research it. Reticular activation system. I'll give you an example. Say you're looking to buy a new car, and you say to yourself, "I want to buy a new car. This car is it's on its last legs. What do I want? Oh, quite like a Corsa. Um, I want a red Corsa. I just want a red Corsa. Maybe pay about £2,000, 3,000, maybe a 1.4. What will happen is suddenly you'll start seeing red Corsas all over the place. That's not a coincidence. It's because you've told your mind, maybe not in a specific goal, but you've told your mind or your subconscious mind that you were looking for this car. So you start seeing these cars all over the place. Now, they were always there. Why didn't you notice them? Because your reticular activation system got activated. That's what it's called. It activates it. Or say you're a lady and you want to go out with your friends. Um, you've been working hard at work and you want to go to your friend's party and you don't have a dress to wear and you suddenly see this dress in the window and say, "Oh, I want that dress. It's a beautiful blue dress." Um, my wife's well into fashion, so I don't personally understand it, but I guess it's she does, and she'll say, "I want this blue dress," and I'll say, "All right, honey, here's a blue dress." But you'll start seeing blue dresses everywhere. Now, the point I'm making is that when you've made an intention, yeah, and this is where the commitment comes in, to say to your subconscious mind, "I want this," it will work out a way for you to get it, but you have to be persistent. You have to be persistent because it doesn't understand all this. You know, the conscious mind understands that, and then it communicates with the subconscious mind. And then there's a super conscious mind, which is a lot. It's very deep, actually. You might want to uh, look at some other people that talk about it. I mean, probably like the Dalai Lama. He's probably got the super conscious mind. He's at such a high level that he taps into what's called super conscious mind. There's some yogis in India that could do stunning feats. There's a guy called Shri Chinmoy, which sadly is no longer alive. He could pull with his teeth with a train. A train! That he could go into like um, ice, you know, rather like David Blaine, but not for entertainment value. He would go into ice or stay in cold, freezing temperatures, where the average human would probably, um, uh, you know, get hypothermia, and he'd be fine. Or they're things that are outside our range of mind. As the mind gets bigger. See, this is the thing. We only use, I would say, less than 1% of our mind, and most of that is just doing daily activities. It's a sad thing, but it all comes down to communicating with your conscious and your subconscious mind. You may have seen that what's called I call the iceberg principle. Now, if you have a look at it and I'll try and see if I can find one and add it to you. But the iceberg principle is especially for people who entrepreneurs set up their businesses or athletes or people want to get to the top of the profession, right? They have the iceberg at the top where people see success and they say, "Oh, it's all right for them," or whatever. But what they don't see is underneath all the struggles, sacrifices, obstacles, and everything that they had to achieve. There's a saying: an overnight success usually takes 10 years. Sometimes it takes 20 years. All the stuff in the background. But what they've done is they've managed to align their subconscious mind from what they want from life. You can have anything you want in life, but you need to get your subconscious on board, and you need to have a big enough why. Friedrich Nietzsche, the famous philosopher, said, "If you have a big enough why, you can sustain anyhow." Or words to that effect. You know, um, I will talk about other personal development attributes and skills, but I need you to get if you want to be successful, it's all here. It's mindset. Now I know people go on it, and some people like when I talk to my friends, they sort of like drift off and lose interest. That's fine. If they want to live their life like that, fine. But I'm not going to. And I suggest you don't either. You only get one chance at this life. This is not a dress and rehearse. You know, you're born, you live, you will eventually die. I really agree with him. Is that